David Addinall looking focused. Didn't have the best of times yesterday on the stream table against Luke Sandys. We'd be looking to put that right today here against Robert Stephen. That is a very weak break from Robert. He's gone for the cut break. He's tried to use some control. He's perhaps heard about the speed of the stream table. Yeah, that's a ludicrously soft break though. He's properly underhit that for me. And he's opened them up actually quite nicely for David.
10 seconds.
Who is straight down to his work on reds. Nicely on the red. Nearest the left centre now. It's just the reds in the bottom half of the table. They're just a bit tricky because the pockets are certainly the one in the centre. I think that will go to the bottom left, but the black is in the way of ideal position. That's where you'd want the cue ball. Just working out his route. Red to the left of the black will go to the bottom left corner pocket. Actually, it's a fairly natural drop onto it if he can finish nice and straight on what will be his penultimate red, bottom left. Just use the black as a blocker here to hold the cue ball. Using his extension. He has done, but it hasn't worked. He didn't get into that enough. He hasn't played that with enough pace, and he's drawn the cue ball back a bit too much. Now, David Addinall is snookered and in trouble. He needs to get out of this, really needs to pot, or at least take control of the bottom left pocket if he's going to stay in this frame. Oh, he has done. Oh, my word, David Addinall, that is a magnificent shot. He needs another. Can he cut this black in? I think he can see it. I think he can see the potting angle to the right centre. He hasn't got a double of any other kind on. I think that's all he can do. There's going to be balls flying everywhere on this shot. Wow. It's a foul. He did hit the black. I don't think I've ever seen anyone cut a black or any ball so thinly. It just about moved. But it's disappointment for David. And the hot shot, Robert Stephen, comes to the table with a great chance to take the first frame. An unexpected chance as well to take the first frame. But what's he done there? Oh my word, that's a dreadful shot. Of course, this will be Robert's first match. I mentioned it during the amateur final. It was both players' first match on this table, and this table plays slightly differently to the others. It's a bit quicker, a bit more reactive. Gets slightly less use than the other tables, so it stays a bit fresher. That is perhaps just a misjudgment of the pace of Robert Stephen, because he was just looking to knock that yellow out into the centre of the table, and he's ended up knocking it onto the side rail. I have to say, whichever way you swing it, it's a very poor shot. Robert's going to try and move that yellow he put into difficulty with his own doing, and he has managed it. It's a nice recovery. What could have been a bit of a sticky situation for the Scotsman. Is this to run? It has. In goes the black. David Addinall throws away a chance to take the opening frame, and Robert Stephen, after a little bit of concern, makes the most of it. But David Addinall definitely had the shot of the frame. Let's watch this back again. Cushion first. Absolutely nails the red. But no position on the black, unfortunately. Very, very good shot from David, though. But to be honest, that won't be any comfort to him at the moment. Looking at some of the other games, we have our first ladies quarter-final. Rhiannon Graham is a 5-3 winner over Hayley Weston, and she will take on Vicky Lomax in the first semi-final. That is Rhiannon's first semi-final in the IPA, so she'll be looking to make her first final as well. The remaining quarter-final games, Danielle Randall is looking very good against Beck Sweeney. She leads by 3 frames to 0. Deb Birchall and Kerry Griffiths. Deb currently winning that one 2-1. Back to this one. David Addinall with his first break of the match. Hasn't caught those all that well. Rather slid off the front ball there. Takes his seat after a dry break. Actually, see that's a horrible table for Robert to come to. There's no easy pattern at all. He's a very aggressive player, though, Robert Stephen. Gone into the pack early. Hasn't really been rewarded too much.
10 seconds.
Robert's just keeping things tight here. Now Dave comes back to the table. Just trying to keep things tight himself. This could be quite a long frame. Certainly no clear favourite at the moment. I think I personally would just slightly favour being yellows than reds, because Dave's got a bit more control. One of those frames though where one good shot can open things right up. Not convinced that's the one though. I think that's actually quite a bad shot from Robert. Sort of starting to feel like David's going to have a chance to go game soon. I actually think even now all the yellows have a pocket. It's
10 seconds.
the right hand of the 2 yellows on the bottom rail is tricky. That's why David's turned it down, and that is a very good, very delicate safety shot from him. It probably won't be enough to draw the foul from Robert, that's the thing. It's just buying David time to think about the table, I think. Nice response. He's having a very good look at that bottom end of the table. But I do think if Dave were to land on the bottom rail, sort of anywhere near the middle, he'd be able to get through to that right hand of the two yellows on the bottom rail. If he could, then every yellow's got a pocket. Oh, it might not have after this shot, though. What a shot that is from Robert Stephen. I actually don't think he wanted to pot that. He was definitely trying to cover the pocket. In the end, he's hit it too well. Just the containing safety then for the Scotsman. Didn't have any other choice, really. Let's have another look at this red. Just look at that. He's hit it just too well. It was perfect. He just wanted to cover the pocket. In the end, it dropped in. And I've now got some company in the commentary box. Welcome, Gavin Robinson. Good afternoon.
How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, we're getting there. It's been a good morning. Good, well, afternoon, I suppose, isn't it? It's, we saw you in the background of the Michael Tomlinson match. Were you supporting him?
I was sat on the fence a little bit. I like making. I know the other lads, so I was. Scott's a nice lad as well. It's nice to see Mick win it. I'm playing him for money on it, so.
Oh right, so not that good of friends then.
No. He's a nice lad, isn't he? I get on with him well, so.
Yeah, they both are, to be honest. I've had conversations with both of them at one time or another, and yeah.
I think you can be friends with anyone till you get on the table, and then you've got to.
Yeah, that's when you've got to stop. That's my problem, you see. I'm too friendly. I keep giving people chances.
I played Mark yesterday, and obviously I practiced with him a lot, so it was a bit of an awkward one, but you just got to get on with it, you know.
That was a great safety shot from Dave Addinall there.
Yeah, he's staying in the frame well, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just, for me, he's just continued to build his advantage. He hasn't really had a good chance to go at them yet. Robert's sort of clinging on in there, but haven't seen.
Yeah, I think Dave stopped on that. I called the Cannon Deer one, the black, before he actually played it, and I think he stopped on the shot a little bit, and that's why he didn't get the cannon good.
Yeah, in that first frame, yeah.
Just a little bit of pressure, wasn't it, I think?
He sort of, yeah, he stopped on it a little bit so the cue ball gripped too much, didn't he? It came
Yeah.
back off the,
Yeah,
sort of skimmed off the black rather than hitting it full in the face.
Yeah, he quit on it a little bit. I think he just tightened up on it a little bit.
Well, now David Addinall's got a decision to make because...
That yellow's well in there, isn't it?
Yeah, the problem is, even if he smashes into that full pace, there's absolutely no chance, no guarantee that yellow's coming out good.
No, and not only that, you don't know where the reds are going, so you could make something else awkward as well.
10 seconds.
I think the thing is, even if Dave forces a foul out of Robert,
He's still got
he's
to open
still
it.
got
Yeah.
to open it up. Like, there's still no guarantee.
That's not a bad shot.
No, not at all, because what Robert's done now, of course, is he's put that red in a position where he can open them up. And, well, Robert doesn't really have anything to lose, does he? He might as well open them up,
Yeah.
because he's so far behind in the frame at the moment.
I think he's just going to flick this one on the bottom rail out maybe, or just try and get another one in play, because I think he's still maybe second favourite at the minute, but... Yeah, I don't mind that shot. He's just asking the question, isn't he? Still, he's...
It's a very awkward frame, this. It's all down to what was a pretty shocking break from Dave Addinall, to be honest. Oh, where's that cue ball? Wow. That's a big misjudgment.
He's played that way too hard as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him play a couple of safety shots at that sort of pace in the last few shots, really.
He was concentrating so much on the red to get the red back
Yeah.
And that's where he's misjudged, isn't he?
It's still no guarantee though, is it? This is even with a free shot, this table's awful, particularly for Robert. That hasn't really worked. The only good news is
Snooker next, or just drop in there.
yeah, I mean
The problem with this shot is you're not. If he hits a yellow next, you're sort of back out the frame, aren't you?
yeah, there's no development there, is there?
No.
It's just
He's no better off now than he was, really. I'm just looking on the. What Dave's got to be careful of here is he's not leaving him a shot at the 3-ball plant to get the pocket.
nice shot.
Doesn't want to leave him a shot at. Yeah. He doesn't want to be leaving Robert a shot at the outside one of the 3 in the cluster.
Yeah, I see what you mean,
Because he can take the pocket and he's obviously still got the yellow as well. Yeah. He's going to just be trying to get a shot at that red, I think, to free this, to get this pocket.
I think Dave will be happy enough with that.
Yeah, what Dave's got to do is get a red out of there as well, so he's got a little bit of control in the bottom half of the table. That's a good shot. It's a very good shot.
Yeah, it is now.
Total snooker.
Now David needs to find.
He's just got to hit the one near the black, I think, and just make it. If he's got an angle, I can't see from. Yes, I think he has.
He's so tight on the
Yeah,
both reds though. The one to the left as well. That I think he can only hit the top of those 2 yellows. He's hit it.
Yes, that one.
He's
Yeah.
hit it good.
He had to keep that simple and just try and. Problem is now Robert's got a bigger gap this time.
Yeah, if Robert can land the cue ball in between those 2 reds, then Dave might find himself in a bit of trouble. Just like that. That's not bad.
No, he's got a red out, and even though that red's come out the cluster, he's still got the shot. What I was saying about now, he's only got a 2-ball plant, but he can still push the other one towards the bag if he gets a shot at the cluster.
Yeah, the right hand of the cluster. If he can hit that full or anything like full, really, he pushes it onto the yellow, which then pushes the red over the bottom left pocket.
Yes, which is why Dave keeps hiding it, I think.
Dave could get a nice little snooker here, though, couldn't he? Couldn't he just play the yellow he's closest to and nudge him
I think
behind
he's
it?
going to play the one above the black over the pocket. Ah,
Thought it was Robert's shot.
yes. You said Dave, so
Yeah, it's easily done. Obviously, we saw your professional match yesterday. You gave your good friend Mark Farnsworth a bit of a scare, but couldn't quite get over the line. How was your Open tournament gone?
I lost 7-4 this morning, to be honest, and I can't really say I'm too sore because my opponent he's had 5 breaks and 5 dishes, so
wow.
I can't really.
Who did you play?
I forgot his name. I lost 7-4, and there's that many players now. Actually, no, the guy will come back to us. When your opponent breaks so well on these tables, you know, it's hard to stop them. I don't think.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about
No.
5 breaks and dishes, really, is there? Unless you're responding in kind with 5 of your own.
I've had 3 off my own to make a bit of a game of it, but just as I say, I didn't get enough chances to.
Carl Clark.
Yes, that was him, Carl Clark. Yeah, he actually played really well. Credit to him.
Yeah, great performance.
10 seconds.
It's a funny game, Paul, because he's had them dishes against me, and I walked into the pool room, and first thing I see was him going off the break in his next match. It's a weird game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he lost his next match 7-5 to Nathan Bridges.
I'm just going back to this plant now. Is he gonna try and free this up a little bit?
I think he's got to, hasn't he? But
He's got to.
he's not going to. He's not trying
No.
it. Doesn't like it. I suppose it's
The problem for
it's
Dave.
easier to say from here, isn't it? But I'm with you. I think that'd be the shot. I guess he's now a little bit worried because he doesn't have the insurance of like 4 reds around that yellow.
Yeah.
That if the yellow comes out, then Dave can go.
I think Dave's gone slightly second favourite in this frame at the minute. Well, not so much second favourite, but I think he was odds on at one point, and now I think...
Bit more 50-50 now.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50 now, yeah. Just with the black one where it's gone as well, say, the black was in play before if David have...
It's such an
if Robert had
unusual
pushed him
frame,
in.
this, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's something that we don't really see very often, is this kind of tactical frame. It's all just about that cluster. You know, Robert can't afford to break it open because it brings the yellow out into play, and David can't afford to bring it open because there's no guarantee the yellow comes out into play.
10 seconds.
And they're just kind of feeling each other out. Eventually, though, someone's going to have to break it open.
Yeah, I think...
It's either that or I'm going to have to rebook my flight, and I'm already on tomorrow's. So...
I don't mind... I think Robert could give his seller a bit more of an option if he could break the cluster a little bit and literally leave the yellow there anyway.
Time up.
That's
Time
a
running.
bit of a nothing shot from Dave, isn't it, really? David's forced Robert to move one of those reds, but...
Yeah, he's trying to get a bit of more of a target at that yellow without as many balls being rounded, I think Dave is, but he's still going to have to play it at some point, I think, or one of them are.
I don't know about you, but they're certainly both showing more patience than I've got.
It's a pretty big frame, isn't it? I mean, 1-1, 2-0, you know, especially with Dave missing that chance in the first frame. If he loses this one, it's a bit negative, isn't it? Mentally.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think 2-0's a lot in these games, really.
It's
I
not-
understand what you're saying, but I sort of feel like there's an alternative where when you get bogged down in a frame like this, it's actually hard to start playing well again, hard to start playing with fluency after you've played a frame like this.
Yeah, my point was Dave should have won the first frame and he was massive favourite in this frame, so if he goes 2-0 down, it's two frames where he'll be sore a little bit off them, knowing he's let them slip that's what I was getting at.
I think that's a really nice shot from Dave Addinall, and I think he's getting to the point now where he's got to go because he's got two over that pocket. He can.
The black's open again as well, isn't it?
The black's open again. He's actually put himself. He's given himself a really nice ball to attack that cluster with now.
If he attacks the cluster now, he's guaranteed to be on the other one over the pocket as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think now's the time.
Yeah, I do. You play the top one and go at it now, and
I think we're about to see that. How's this going to come out?
he needed the red to go.
That's unlucky. He's hit that really nicely.
I think if Dave doesn't fancy the skill shot here, he could sort of push that red and yellow.
I mean, like you say, he's guaranteed to be on the yellow at the bottom right.
Yeah.
After that,
10 seconds.
he could take the skill shot on. We should explain to new viewers of Blackpool Pool, skill shot, or the combination shot as it's sometimes known, is essentially you hit your ball first and you
Time for
pot it. Then your opponent,
What
well,
shot- what was
it's
it?
not a foul, but
Time
let's go back to the time foul, because David Addinall, that's a big misjudgment, and it's just after he's opened out all the balls, and now all of a sudden it's just sat there for Robert.
Yeah, I think Dave waited the right time. I just don't think he executed that shot as... I think he would have liked a little bit more power into the cluster.
Yeah, but the time foul's a bit unforgivable, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Not convinced about that shot.
Well,
He's
if the black goes, I think he's okay still, because
I don't think it does. I don't think that black goes to the bottom right now.
he's still got plenty of room for her. I think it's just it's how he gets out of here off this first shot. A little screw with right hand side off the cannon, maybe.
10 seconds.
I think he had to screw into it and push the red up and leave the top one of the reds into the middle bag. I think he's played a bit of a loose shot there.
Yeah, he's on nothing, is he?
No, it's been a funny frame, this one, hasn't it?
I mean, if Dave Addinall comes back and wins this frame after that time foul, he will be delighted, because the way he left the table,
He'll feel like he's just got the first one back. That's what he'll feel like.
well, to be honest, I felt like they were just sat there for Robert. The first shot was a pretty loose one, and the second shot was even looser.
Yeah, the second one he's tried to get out of there, and he didn't need to. He just needed to push the red up, I think. He went behind the red and kicked it out. I think he needed to screw into it and have right hand side on the white, so when the white hit the cushion, it flicked up the table anyway to guarantee to get out.
10 seconds left for Robert Stephen. He's used his extension this time. Just tried to make life difficult for Dave, and I don't think that's difficult enough.
Yeah, I think Dave will be happy with this chance. I'm just looking there. I don't think this does the yellow go, the
No,
one to the left of the red.
I don't think it does.
It goes off the yellow, I think.
I think that'll be the shot. That's a bit unlucky. David's pushed that yellow onto the top rail.
Just where the referee's hand is now, does this yellow sneak off the other yellow? I think it's very tight.
I think for me, it sort of depends as well. If that yellow's touching the cushion, it's got a lot more chance to double kiss off. If it's just away, then
I think it is just off the cushion, but yeah, a bit interested here.
oh, he's missed it. Is he going to be lucky? No.
No,
These should be gone now. Robert's on actually a choice of those two reds.
Yeah, Dave played a bad shot when he put the yellow on the cushion. I think you called that one. It made life a lot harder, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he had to play the plant, and the way it falls is the way it falls, I suppose, when they're that close together. Oh my word, Robert, what have you done? What's happening? This is.
I haven't been on the commentary for a while, and it's been a bit of a hard frame to
I think
to commentate on this
you're
one.
bad luck, Gav. This has been one of the longest and strangest frames that I have ever had the pleasure to commentate on. It's well, he's still on that red. He's just about got away with it.
The problem is, if the black doesn't go as we called earlier, he's going to have to play this off the yellow, which I'm not sure if that black passes the yellow. If we're gonna,
I don't think the black passes the yellow. I think it's very tight. He might have.
He's going to play it off the yellow if it doesn't, isn't he? Yes, like that.
Oh,
but
no.
he hasn't played it. He would have liked to catch that a bit more flush, I think. It's all going on in this frame, isn't it?
Well, if Robert Stephen can find this black, it will be unbelievable, and it would be a fitting end to what has been a bizarre frame.
The only shot I can think of a good shot's off the back of the yellow and get the pocket, but I'm not convinced with it. He's not playing that.
Oh, he's played the treble.
Oh,
Oh my
yes,
word, Robert Stephen, that is a stunning shot. That is an absolutely world-class shot.
That's brilliant after that frame, and that was like a dagger. That, I think.
Oh, David Addinall, yeah, absolutely, a dagger through the heart.
There's no doubt about it. He will have felt that one, Dave, man, because
well, he must have thought about 3 or 4 times in that shot, in that frame. I'm back in this.
He's had 2 or 3 chances in that frame which Dave wouldn't normally miss. I mean, I'm not sitting here criticising because it's hard out there, so. But they don't help your confidence, them ones.
No,
He just seems a little bit tense at the minute, Dave, I think, on the shots, and he's put his hell under it a little bit now at 2-0, so he's got to start trying to just be a little bit more clinical, I think.
I feel a bit for Dave, if I'm honest, because he hasn't played an IPA event in over a year.
Yeah, that doesn't help, does it?
Both of his first 2 matches have been on the stream table because he's the home favourite, because he's the one that the crowds are going to be here for. So it's, you can see that in the background. There's plenty of Manx pool players who are in here to watch David. And it's just piled all the pressure on him in his first event back, and I feel a bit for him. I think that's a bit a
Third
bit
frame.
harsh in some ways.
Robert Stevens to break.
Yeah,
In 2 frames to nil.
I think
Timer.
he's the mistake in the first frame on the cannon was just a little bit of pressure being at home, I think, and stuff, and now he's chasing a little bit, but there's plenty of time left in the match, obviously. What you don't want if you're David now is Robert to take these out, or then it's obviously 3-0 and you're under it a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. If David certainly doesn't want Robert to dish these, but can he? It's awkward, isn't it? I mean,
10 seconds.
could he take? Well, he's going to take the red, but he's got that red in the top half, hasn't he, in the balk area? That's awkward.
Yeah, I think he's
I thought he was going to try and move it with his next shot, but he's not, is he? Because he hasn't landed with the angle. Has he got the angle?
I think he would have liked to be a lot wider on it. I think he can force it, but it's not going to move massively, which...
Lots of pace.
Yeah, he had to...
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't play the middle one first and give himself a better angle for that shot.
Yeah.
Because now, what can he do? He's just running into trouble, isn't he? There's nowhere to hide anymore. He's just got to keep digging and try and get that ball out. Going to try and cover the bag? He's hit that far too well, if he was.
He's all in now, I think. He's got to go because this red he can't really hide anywhere off it. I don't see a way out. I think if he tries to put the red in the top, if he can find the gap and get the white past the black to somehow leave himself a shot at the one in the top half of the table, any sort of angle on it, he's got to be all in, I think. He's just trying to make it awkward. Problem here, you're leaving the cannon straight away. I think Dave's got to go now and try and be not negative here, and he's got to put his arm through this now, you know, and try and get his wheels turning a little bit.
Yeah, I mean
he's been a little negative in the first 2 frames, I think, for Dave. Obviously, I know Dave pretty well, and he's normally very attacking, and he's not swagging at them. And I think he puts his arm through this, and yeah, I like that shot. I like that shot a lot. What he's done there is, for me, Dave, he's got to go now and pick up his pace a little bit and just stop taking so long on the shots, you know, and try and build himself a little bit of momentum, and just he's going to be happy with the result of that.
Oh, he is, yeah, he's on this. Yeah, I thought he was covered slightly by the red. I thought he'd been a bit unlucky, but actually, no, it's worked out beautifully for him, and now it's a great chance.
Yeah, I think he's going to be over the moon with that, Dave.
Yeah, this is more like Dave Addinall. You're right. It's just starting to flow a little bit better.
The problem being he's had a couple of clear-cut chances, and I think he's just been a little bit negative on them. And don't get me wrong, Robert's had a couple of chances as well. It's been interesting, but I think if Dave hadn't have played the cannon there when he did, he was bogging his cell down. I think he'll be over the moon with that.
Certainly will. He pulls back the scores. It's 2-1 now to Robert Stephen. David Addinall getting a frame on the board at a crucial moment.
Yeah, it was a big moment that I called the cannon. I think he had to just go there. And
he certainly did. That's
in practice he was playing that shot 100 out of 100, so he had to go with it, you know. And
we have just 4 last 32 matches remaining. David Addinall, of course, currently 2-1 down to Robert Stephen. Craig Marsh 3-1 up against our amateur winner Michael Tomlinson. Clint Ianson is 5-all with Andrew McKee, and Harry Compton is 3-1 up against Corey Rees. In the last 16, that will be getting underway fairly shortly. We have 1 match underway, and it's Drew Hughes versus John McAllister, and that is 4-3 to John. Drew's having a good weekend, isn't he, Gav?
yeah, he's a big momentum player, Drew, isn't he? He's one of them. He can rattle match after match off very quickly.
4th frame, David Addinall to break, trailing 2 frames to 1. Time run.
That's a much better break from David Addinall, and it's a much better result as well. David Addinall in prime form is mopping up these yellows in a couple of minutes or less.
Yeah, he put his arm through that one, Dave. You could see he hit it much better. I think he loosened up a lot on that last finish and let his arm go a little bit. I think he'll be over the moon with the way they've come out there.
Yeah, it's a really nice split, isn't it? And the black goes to the bottom right as well, so there's no real danger there. It's just about keeping your cue ball on a string to get between the two ends of the table.
He would like to remove the one to the left-hand side rail. I think obviously the one on the bottom rail and the one on the left-hand side rail he's just got to be a little bit careful. He gets a nice angle. Yeah, that's a good shot, that is. Now we'll remove the one on the left-hand side rail first. No, he's gonna go the other way. He's gonna leave it last.
Looks a bit straight for that.
He's just gonna aim towards the red now. I don't mind this way either. I think he must have been a little bit thin on the one on the left-hand rail, but
as long as he doesn't slide off the red, he needs to make sure he gets a decent contact.
Yeah,
bit similar to that one in the first frame where he played into the black.
You don't want to be bridging on the red, that's for sure. If you don't want to be. Yeah, that's a good shot. I like that way. That was probably the right way to go. That.
The one.
He just had to make sure he had an angle, you know, when he played it where he wasn't doing too much with it.
He'd be quite happy for the cue ball to finish in exactly the same place as it is now.
Yeah, he needed a good little shot just to get the link right. He played that well, he did.
In goes the black. A healthy round of applause for David Addinall. He levels the scores with a really quite nicely constructed break and finish. It's now 2 apiece, and he will be feeling a lot more comfortable sat in that chair.
Yeah, I think he'll be more than happy at 2-0, but I think he'll still be. He'll know he could be 4-0 as well. He's got to get that gone and just kick on now. I think. Robert's obviously. I think Robert will be happy at.
Yeah, I mean, given the chances, he'll be happy at 2-2 because he hasn't really had as much to go at.
He nicked the first 2, to be fair, didn't he? So he in the last 2 he hasn't.
No, he didn't want to. He didn't want to take on the finish in the third frame, did he? But he ended up forced into it.
Yeah, and then what he done was he opened the door for Dave to just have a right go at them, and I think it's settled him in a little bit. I think we've got a game on now.
Have a look at how
back to Robert's break, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is Robert to break. The last 16 is so stacked, honestly. I mean, you've got Liam Dunster will be playing the winner of this match.
Robert Stevens to break, 2 frames off. Time running.
Yeah, I think Dunster's he's playing as good as anybody in the world at the minute.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
He's solid as a rock, and there's not many unforced errors coming from him, and he's just got so much confidence in the queue. I think at the minute he's not questioning his cell. He's not worried about what his opponents are doing. You know, he's concentrating on what he's doing, which is what I've picked up from him this weekend.
Well, Robert's changed up his break here. First break was a cut break, and he really didn't get hold of it at all. He actually hit it quite soft.
Yeah, Robert's hit them well, he has, to be fair.
Yeah, but these ones he's timed, doesn't he? He's timed that break. He still hasn't put a lot of power into it.
The problem with the cut break is I think they take the power off a little bit just to get the feel of the break at the start. You don't want to be jumping off the table on your first break, and I think that's why Robert...
Is Cushion first, is he? He's
Yeah.
not on this, is he? Ooh, it's not there.
No, I think Dave on his way to the table here will be over the moon with these, because that was a chance for Robert there, but they're not as easy as they look, these. He's got a little bit of work here at the bottom of the table. I think though he can play that one in the middle now.
Yeah, the door has just creaked open here for David Addinall. I think he can play the furthermost right of the reds off the cushion, off the yellow, to open up that top right pocket, and he'll probably play it in a couple of shots' time.
He's wanting to get it early, I think, and what he doesn't want to do is play it too hard and push the yellow towards the other reds, which can put it safe. I like it if he can jab through the gap here on the two yellows off the one in the middle, and remove both reds now from the bottom of the table. Then he's only got his work at the top. But if he hasn't got the angle, he's going to be playing that shot now. What you're on about to free the pocket?
Yeah, I thought he might clear the top of the table first. I was a little
Yeah.
bit surprised that he didn't take the red into the left corner left middle first, and then come across.
Yeah, I don't mind this way, because now if he plays the one into the left middle now, and then he's going to be playing that shot what you were on about at the.
No.
He played a little bit of a loose shot to get on that one in the middle. He's actually
Left
came.
himself too much angle.
I would have left it high so that I was cutting it in and coming round off 1, 2, 3 cushions towards me ball at the top of the table, rather than going into them yellows. If he'd come round the other way, he wouldn't have had the cannon.
Right in here, is he trying to play this off
10
the
seconds.
yellow the other way?
Yes, he might be.
I don't understand that shot.
No,
I just
It
felt
al- it
like
al-
the other way was easier. Even from there, I felt like
when he played the ball into the left middle, the first one, he came too far down the table. He wanted to be just potting that next one in the middle to just come out. He didn't want to go into them yellows. He's let it get away from him, that.
Robert Stephen comes back to the table with a great chance.
Yeah, I think he's
It's another one that he wouldn't have expected to get.
just a little bit of nerves out there at the minute, I think. And
I think so. I just felt like David got over that though, and then again it was just a couple of slack positional shots, perhaps a bit of an error in the pattern.
I think
I don't think either of these two have truly settled into this match yet.
there's not too much conviction in the shots from either of them at the minute. I think Robert's more than happy here with these. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Well, that's a confident shot, because
Yeah,
that was, you hit that slightly wrong and you're straight in the middle pocket. That wasn't.
he played that well.
He does like to get through the borders, Robert, doesn't he? He strikes the ball with conviction.
Yeah, he does. That's I think that'll settle in more now. I think Dave will be looking at 3-2 down, thinking he could have won all 5, I think, but Powell can get away from you and you can stay in the game. And as we seen yesterday, a few of them matches swung round, didn't they? They go the other way. It's momentum, isn't it?
You're right, though. You could certainly argue from David Addinall's point of view, he should be at least 4-1 up, really. He's in
Yes.
fact 3-2 behind.
Dave's obviously playing confident. He's playing well and he's going for them now, but just as you say, a little bad positioning shot there, and all of a sudden he's gone into the yellows, and he's never wanted to play that the way he played it. He wanted to play the one what you said off the side cushion, and he just didn't get the white where he wanted it.
I'm still surprised he didn't play that one from where he landed, though. It was
Yeah.
still an easier shot from there.
If he'd have played the one what you were on about, he was still going to control the frame, because he was getting the bag, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
he was leaving a bit of work. I think the way he went, he left the frame open. I think he played that with a little
Sixth
bit of
frame.
frustration, because
David Addinall to break, trailing
got
3
a-
frames to 2.
the link
Timeout.
all wrong on the positioning shot.
David Addinall to break, 6th frame. Well, Robert might not be putting everything into the break, but I think Dave is. And
Yeah, I
that
think
wry smile there tells you the story. It's a dry.
I knew that was going to happen.
It
I
does
didn't
seem
want to
to.
call it before he played it, because I don't like the player's curse. But
It does seem to be that you get
Yeah.
a dry break if you miss a chance in the previous frame that you know you should have taken.
10 seconds.
yeah, and
Suspension call.
he's left Robert a little bit of a. They're not.
It's delicate, isn't it?
They're not easy. They're there, They if he just keeps the white nice, then they are easy. Obviously, if you run out a little bit, they can get a bit more difficult.
There's lots of shots shots in this clearance that are just...
They're
They're sort of down the rail. They're not quite on the rail, but they're down the rail shots, and they're...
link shots, aren't there? He's got
Yeah.
this first shot here. I don't like this too much because for me he's maybe a little bit straight on this. I think he needed a bit more of an angle just to make it easy. He's okay, but it just makes it a little bit more tricky, I think. Yeah, see what I mean? He was a bit...
I actually thought he might be running that all the way through to take the left of the yellows down long to the bottom left. I'm not quite sure what he's playing now. Is he playing the mid?
He's
one
got
there in the middle
He's
pocket?
got to play. I think he's going to
Oh,
play.
he's playing that one. He hasn't come far enough to make this easy though. Oh, that's a great shot. That's a super shot.
It is a good shot, but he's still got a little bit of work now. I think he's on the one in the middle, isn't he? Is he? Is he on the one in the middle?
Good
We'll
question.
see where the white stops here if we can.
Oh, it's tight, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
he's on
on it. Yeah, so he can get down now for the one around the black spot. Oh, he's under it.
That was all because he was bridging, wasn't it? He didn't get the cue through the ball properly.
I think it all came off the first ball he potted. He needed an angle on that ball at the bottom of the table to get out, and then he had a bit of a chance at them. It just made it a little awkward for himself. I think first shot when he's played that ball up the rail, I believe he might have wanted to.
Well, we've seen him come up with some special shots, but this would certainly be one of them. Is this off the red in the middle? Nope. Absolutely no idea.
I think that's what he's played. It all started that with the first shot, you know. I said to you early doors, they were there, but he had to link them, and I knew by the way he smiled that he left his cell straight. I think same again for Davey. You know, he's got to start taking these, you know, if he wants to keep in the match. Because if Robert had took them there, we were looking at 4-2, and as you say, he could have realistically been 4-1 down. You know, it's.
Not quite got it yet, Dave, has he? He wanted to be straighter on that one along the top rail.
He's going to hit this one with a little bit more conviction because we're seeing him miss one of these earlier on in the match, and I think I fancy him to get this one. I think he'll convict this one. Yeah, he's hit that well. He had to. That's how he had to hit it. He had to put his arm through it, and you know. That was the ball he missed, wasn't it? 2 frames. Was it 2 frames ago?
Yeah.
He left it hanging there, didn't he?
These are the sort of chances that you absolutely have to be taking, though.
If you don't take them, I think they get in your head a little bit, and then you start putting pressure on your next ones all the time. If he gets these, it'll be I think 3-all will be a fair score on in the minds, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, Dave's had a chance in every frame still. So
Yeah.
Robert will be happy with 3-all, I think. I actually think Dave will be happy with 3-all, having gone 3-2 down as well. So
he saw a little bit more than he needed here, but I think he's all right. I think they'll both be happy with 3-all. Just thinking, well, they've both had a couple of nicks on frames they shouldn't have won, and maybe they've had one each what they should have won. You know, it's. Dave will be a bit relieved with that one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he will, but I don't think it was that bad. I think it was always in, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just meant with the finish.
Yeah, he certainly will.
If he was looking at 4-2 down there, he was getting a bit closer to the line, wasn't he?
Well, it's 3 apiece. In this race to 7, it's the same as the amateur final, the same as the amateur. And once we get to the latter stages of the Open, it's a race to 7. So it's essentially now a race to 4. It's anyone's game.
Are we on Robert's break now, isn't it?
Yes, Robert's break, 7th frame.
Yeah, and he's had a little bit of mixed emotion with the break in this match. I think he's changed from the cut and then he's come back to the front ball, hasn't he? Do you think he's gonna? I think he might stick with the front ball
I
this
think
time.
he'll stick with the front ball. He hit it really nicely last time.
He did. He hit it. He hit it really good. Left himself a clean chance, and
just didn't get him.
He didn't get them, but I think he'd be happy with a break. I think we might see a front ball break here from Robert.
I think what I've noticed with Robert is he's looking to time the break rather than smash it. He's not.
Yeah, he hits the break very well. To be fair, he gets a lot of power through the cue, and that first break, I think he didn't so much not hit it well. I think he played to just pop the break. You know, I don't think he wanted to be flying off the table on his first cut break, and I think he just tried to control the break a little bit. I don't think it was a.
I mean, his very first break, he underhit for me by a big margin, even though it was a cut break. I mean, he hardly moved any balls into the other half of the table. It was too soft, and I think that
Yeah.
might be why he's moved towards the front ball break. But even that, he's not giving it everything. He's just
He timed that last one.
yeah,
Lovely.
he's just getting the cue through the ball nicely, accelerating through it, rather than the big sort of full body movement you see from some players.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the same break again here. Yeah.
3 frames off.
Yeah, I like that call what he's made there because he did it them well last time. So yeah, he's timed that again. Nice, to be fair.
But you can see the camera was on him when he did that
yeah,
break.
he didn't. There was no movement in him at
No.
all. He stayed down. He got the. It's not all about how you look when you're jumping off the cue, is it? He's got plenty. He's got a nice split there. You know, they've moved well. Them, and as you say, I don't think he's hit it as hard as he can. He's just popped it.
But you watch some players and you get like the back leg flicking up and the whole body moving forward.
Yeah, the problem is with that. That's how you're getting in-offs and snatching, isn't it? The way he's hit them, he's give them every chance. You know, he's controlled the white and he's give himself a chance again. I think
He's just slightly underhit that. As he wanted, I imagine he'd have wanted to be on the middle of the 3 yellows into the centre. I don't think he is.
he can just screw into the red here, I think, and he's okay. I think. Yeah. I think what we're going to see now is him. He's going to play the cannon, isn't he? Yeah, I think we're going to see him just nudge the red after this.
Yeah, if he can. I mean, as long as he gets a nice angle on the bottom of the 2 yellows into the left centre, then he can just hold on the red above, can't he? But
Yeah, he's going to screw out.
that's perfect.
It's nice that. And now he just needs to just be a little delicate here. He would like to just he needs to hit this more than half ball so he didn't stick to the yellow. Just get a little bit of screw on it. Yes, like that. He didn't want to catch it the other side and run off. You know, he had to.
Yeah, either full or on the right.
Yeah,
but
not the
fullish at least. Yeah. Mid-distance black for Robert Stephen. Will re-establish his lead.
yeah. He's took them. That's his best finish of the match so far. He's executed that okay, and he hasn't chased it at all. You know, he's took them nice. I like the mapping on that, and he never looked like missing. He didn't have no big shots to pull out.
Yeah, it just puts the pressure back on Dave. I mean, how well do you know Robert Gapp? Because this is his first season on the IPA, his first full season.
Yeah, I don't know him massively, but I've spoken to him a few times. He's a nice guy. He can obviously play the game, can't he? So
My understanding is he's got a snooker background. And,
yeah, you can tell by the way he hits the ball and cues the ball. He's come from a snooker background.
But he's certainly making an impression. He made a big impression in the Champions Cup. Got a couple of really good wins in that.
He beat me in there.
Did he?
He
Was it
did.
you?
He did, yeah. I played really well in my first match, and I think I've played a cannon in the first frame. What's went against us, and I think I was 4-0 down before I got the short races, aren't they? You can't make mistakes. They
8th frame.
come back and bite you.
Break, trailing 4 frames to 3.
Dave would like a nice break here, I think, just to try and keep his arm going a little bit.
Oh, he's hit those well.
Yes, that's Dave. That's Dave's cleanest hit of the match. That he's not.
He'll be a bit unhappy about the split, won't he? That certainly
I say
the
it's
two in
his-
balk that have gone together are a bit awkward.
Yeah, when I said his cleanest hit, I mean when he's got a ball in. The last one he hit them clean, but he didn't get a ball, so it's obviously, he's got a ball. I think he's got half a chance of these. I think is he gonna go or is he gonna?
10 seconds.
The problem for me, I think reds are probably the colour. He could
If-
screw into that
I
red
thi-
and yellow on the top first off, but he's missed it.
yeah, he's gone the wrong way there for me. I think. Yeah.
I didn't like the red in the bottom half of the table on the
Yeah,
left though.
that's what I was thinking about when I called that. I think if he had kicked that out, it wouldn't have been too bad. He's gonna have another go at it now, I think, and then
He's still got that problem at all, hasn't he? Even if he
he's
gets
got
this
two.
one out.
He can go into it off this one or the middle one, but I think he's gonna play this one, so he's guaranteed a shot. He's
This
took
is
the
just
pocket, hasn't
covering.
he? Yeah, and I think has he developed his red enough or not?
Maybe just.
I think that's what he played, didn't he? He's played to just push that red out a little bit. It was a clever little shot. If he has, we'll be able to see a bit better. I think once this next shot's played. And
I think he'd like just another few millimetres would have made it easier.
I think it definitely goes, that mind.
Yeah, I do. It certainly does now that
He played
Robert's
a clever
moved that
shot
yellow
there,
as
Dave.
well.
Yeah, he got the pocket and he's opened his red up. You know, I think he's.
Is he on the plant here? Can he, or a double?
Well, even if he's not, he's going to get his bad ball out, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's a bad ball. Yeah, he's got that one out.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean
He-
Dave's gone favourite now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's played a couple of clever little shots there, and the safety shots, but the aggressive ones, you know, they're not. Dave's not wanting to be bogging down here too much. I think what we're going to see now is Dave.
Robert hasn't played that cover the pocket quite so well, has he? He's left that open for the red.
Yeah, Dave's in a bit of a predicament here now because he can just hang up and wait for Robert to go. Or the only really shot what I can see attacking for Dave is the plant, but I don't like playing the plant because
The 3-ball plant to the top right.
you're not guaranteed for your other ball to come out of.
Oh, this is a great shot, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's a good shot again because he's not left Robert massive, and also now it's awkward. I think Robert's got a.
I think he's got to pop one of the ones in the bottom half of the table and then
He's
try and take
certainly-
that pocket again.
He's certainly going to have to be a little bit aggressive here, I think. Oh, he could be.
Oh, if that slows down.
He's still got a gap there, Dave, to get
Yeah,
on
he
that. I
has.
think he's the problem for Dave here is Robert's not giving him an opening shot. You know, it's not a bad shot that from Robert because he's Dave hasn't got anything easy here. He can put the one in the middle, but
I think he's got a double. Hasn't he?
no, he pots this red. Yeah, but what I mean now is he's still got the problem ball, and Robert's got a bit of area covered around that red at the top of the table, which we know it goes, but I think if I was Robert here, Dave, is he gonna?
Push him first.
Yeah. He would have liked to have been on that one, I think.
He would have liked to have been on either the one to the left or maybe the one on the baulk line into the centre.
Dave can he play on this in the middle, or is he gonna come into the yellow and try and kick the yellow out the way? He can put the red over the bag. Is he gonna?
If he does, if he kicks the yellow out of the way, it's a great chance.
Yeah, like that. And is he on the other one now? The one on the bottom rail?
If he isn't,
He
then
can get on it anyway,
he's
yeah,
on the
but
red to the left centre, so it's not the end of the world.
no, but the one on the bottom rail, he can get out of there because even though he's limited on area to get the angle on the red, he can play the red off the yellow to bring the white out as well.
I'm just not sure he can see enough of it to play it off the yellow.
He's going to be able to on his next shot, I think, Dave. If
Oh,
he
yeah.
just drags on and off the baulk line, yes, like that.
Now he can.
Right, and now if he needs to nick a little bit to miss the yellow on the way out, I think he can pinch off the. He can play this off the yellow if he wanted to as well, you know, just so he's playing it a little bit thinner. Yeah, he didn't need to. He's played that well.
Nicely done by David Addinall. Couple of shots from levelling the scores again. Oh no, Dave. Well, that's a shocker, isn't it? Just a bad shot.
It's difficult out there, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and criticise Dave
Oh
because
no, you have to. You're a commentator now. That's
yeah,
that's your job.
we all miss balls, and I think what you're seeing from Dave here is I mean that's not the Dave Addinall I know, you know. I've been there myself a bit lately and missed a few pressure balls and stuff.
Wow. What
there's a-
have you, what is happening?
the what you've just seen on the last two shots, right, is nothing but pressure. What you're seeing on them shots there is the quitting on the shot because the under pressure, you know. And this game looks easy when you're playing well, but when you're under it a little bit, you know, I'm not making excuses for them. What they're doing there is they're quitting on the shot. So the Roberts meant to be nowhere near that black there, but because he's quit on it, he hasn't got the reaction on the white.
Oh, I can't believe he's done that. Honestly, I can't believe either of those shots. David Addinall comes back to the table. He might not have much to go at, but he'll be pleased just to be there.
Yeah, I think he's definitely pleased to get a shot at this, but I don't think he can do much with it.
Is it worth trying the knuckle shot here?
Total snooker. Time running.
I see what you're saying.
I think he's
gonna
just
try and
he's
get him
gonna try
behind
and
it,
get
isn't he?
behind it. This is so delicate. If he does,
It's a big target, but it's the pace. It's all about pace.
well, it's a good effort, but it wasn't.
It was all about the pace, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah. If he comes a fraction further round as well, and doesn't hit it full and hits it just 3/4 on the backside, at that pace he had more of a chance. But actually, it's just left a simple finish.
What you're seeing in that frame there was just pressure. That's all it is, you know. People's under it out there, and it looks easy, you know, but the clock makes things a little different. Obviously, I'm not blaming that with Dave there because he had plenty of time on that one. I think the shot he played to get on the red, the last red, Dave, he didn't get as good as he wanted to on it, and he would have liked to have just been straight on it, and you know, he's had to he's quit on it in the end, hasn't he?
Oh wow, Roberts missed that by a mile. Now, I think I know what you're looking at here, Gav. I think is that a big pocket for the double, or is he going to?
No,
he's
gonna clip this in, and he's gonna try and get to the left, right of the block, has he? Yeah.
Oh, off the jaws. He's had a big result.
He's had a big result there, hasn't he? I can't believe he didn't check that up and come the other side of the black, you know, just to control it a little bit.
Well, it's 4 apiece. I don't think either of them can believe that.
This is one of the best games I've ever commented on. I think I can't pick a shot out.
Well, this is what happens sometimes when the games go a bit scrappy like this and the players are feeling the pressure. Sometimes it's a better game than watching just a dish fest. You know, you need games like this, I think, and it's an interesting one. You can't tell which way it's going to go.
One of them's going to have to. I think what we're going to see here is, you know, they've both had the chances here now, and I think Dave Addinall's missed a couple of balls to win frames, but I think he's going to be over the moon at 4-all as well, you know. Even though he could have been out the door now and on chances.
Yeah, I mean, both players have certainly had their chances to win this match at this point.
Robert Stephen to break.
The first 5 frames, Dave's had some clear good chances, what he wouldn't normally miss. I think he's just under a little bit of pressure and maybe a bit of lack of match play as well if he's been out for a year, Dave, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think you can play as many local comps as you like. It doesn't compare to this, does it? It's just not even. It's
this
different
table
animal completely.
This table as well is you've got to adjust on it. You're under pressure out there, so you're trying not to hit balls hard, you know, and the reaction's so good on the table. It makes you feel like you're trying to be delicate on everything, you know. It's sometimes when you're under it, you just want to put your arm through a few, don't you? And I think he's just all right here. He would have liked to.
I mean, this is a good chance from what was a good break. I think my concern is perhaps slightly the black here for Robert, because I don't think it goes bottom right.
No, I don't think it does. I think he's got to pump this out now and stun across. I don't think he wanted to, is he? Yeah, good shot that.
So where are you looking to play the black? Are you looking to get into the bottom right-hand side of the table and play it into the left middle? Is that what you'd be thinking at the moment?
I think he's going to leave the one over the middle to play under the black. Last ball, the one over the middle.
Ooh, that was close. I think a heart in mouth moment there for Robert Stephen, but it just about falls into the pocket.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Robert play the one into the middle, even though it's the harder shot, just so then he can play the one in the balk next.
I want to be thin on it.
Well,
Oh,
the
that's
black
very
must
thin.
the black must go into the bottom right then, does it not? The way he's played this or not? Or
I'm not convinced that's not just a bad shot, but maybe it does. It looks very tight.
it looks very tight. If the black doesn't go in that bag, I can't see the justice in the way he played it, because he wanted to leave the one in the middle to come down the back of the channel and leave the black in the left centre.
We're about to find out. It must
It
do.
must go. Yeah, it must go.
No good looking at it now, Robert.
He must have already checked. I think
He must have done, yeah.
went, yeah.
That shows what we know. Absolutely flies in, and Robert Stephen responds with a broken dish. He now leads by 5 frames to 4. We are getting down to the business end, and I still can't call the winner, Gav.
No, I think things are heating up a little bit, aren't they?
There's 2 break dishes in a row now for Robert. He will actually feel like he should be home and hosting this. He'll certainly feel like it should be 6-3 after the previous frame.
How many's Dave had? Has Dave had one run out, has he?
Just one. Just the one for Dave.
Yeah, I think Dave...
He's been a bit more unlucky on his breaks, though, Dave. Dave's hit good breaks. He hasn't made a ball every time, whereas Robert's made a ball more consistently.
Yeah, I don't think we can... you know, Dave will have been over the moon with the chances he's had here, and he's definitely let 3 slip what he shouldn't have, you know, so... I think he's let 3 slip what he shouldn't have, but I also think Robert's won a couple of frames that maybe he shouldn't have as well, so it's touch and go, you know.
We are rapidly approaching the last 16 in this IPA International Open event. Just the 2 last 32 round matches still playing. There's this one, and Harry Compton is at 4-all with Corey Reese, but into the last 16, Mark Farnsworth got a good start. He's 3-1 up over Christy Caulfield. Ryan Clark 2-0 up against Jack Whelan. Craig Marsh 1-0 up against Adam Griffiths. And Ben Davis is 4-1 up against Nathan Bridges. It looks very much like the next match on this live stream table here on BBC Sport would be Dean Shields versus Simon Ward. So while Robert's off having a comfort break, can you pick a winner from that one, Gav?
They all tight games, aren't they? I wouldn't like to be betting on them massively, you know. They touch and go, I think, aren't they?
It's a bit of a coin flip, isn't it?
This game here is actually one of the games I've seen this weekend where, you know, it's touch and go. I can't tell you last time someone missed a chance against me, to be honest. It's it's a funny game, isn't it?
Yeah, do you know what? I absolutely know the feeling. It's it's a strange game. Like you say, some games go like this, they end up scrappy and
yeah, they're
difficult.
scrapping it out here. This is gonna, I think this is gonna continue to be I think there's another couple of swings yet, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna make any calls yet, but this break for Dave Addinall in over in the Isle of Man is a massive break. He needs to keep the white on the table, Dave, here, and just. Yeah, I've called that. I'm
That's
not
the curse of the commentator, Gav.
That wasn't the commentator's curse, because if you watched, he was already hitting it. You know, he had the line and.
No, okay, it wasn't your fault, honest.
He's the reason I called that, Dave, was because when he was sat in his chair there, he looks frustrated, you know, and then he's got a lot of power through the pack there, and he'll be frustrated with that, Dave, because he's left Robert a really nice finish here, and
it's a great split. It's an ideal split, really, isn't it? I mean,
it's
reds or yellows, but I'd personally be taking reds, and Robert's just cementing that by putting a yellow safe.
Yeah, I'd definitely be going reds, and I think Dave's lashed out at that break a little bit there, and he's white ball, Dave, normally pretty good on the break, you know. He slows the white down nicely off the break, Dave, as you've seen in the last 2 he's hit. That one there, the white was like, it was going a pace, you know. He he hasn't killed the white off the break, and he's let it run a bit fast, and it's gone direct in off. That wasn't a kick in, and it was a.
Do you think that's just a bit of frustration from Dave
Yes,
Addinall creeping in?
I think I think it was a bit of frustration, definitely.
Oh, now then.
Right now, I think Roberts tried to pinch a little bit there, and that I'm not making excuses for him by any means, because he shouldn't have missed the pot. But I think he's tried to pot the red into the top of the middle bag because he wanted to leave his cell on the gap through the yellow and the black for the red into the corner. You see, I don't think he wanted to leave that. So.
Well, either way, it's exactly what the doctor ordered for David Addinall. He comes back to the table with a chance that he certainly wouldn't have expected to get. These aren't easy, are they?
If Dave Addinall wants to stay in this match now, he's got to, like you say, he's going to be over the moon with his chances, isn't he, again, you know?
It's this next shot, isn't it? It's this transition from the bottom of the table back up to the top.
Yes, he would like to just slide through the gap on the red and the black, I think. You know, this is one of them shots, the harder you hit it sometimes it can slow it up. What you've got to do with this is just cue it nice and just get that white, just get it rolling, you know.
Got to be careful not to put any side on this either. You
He's
don't want to
gotta-
hit the red or the black.
No, he's got to find it. This is a harder shot than it looks, this. He's played that, like...
It's a very nice little flick, but he deserves it. He played it really well.
Yeah, he got the line nearly right, and I think that's why he's got away with it a little bit. And he would have been unlucky to not get a shot at one of the yellows there. He found the gap. He found best part of it anyway.
And the yellow on the top rail does pass the other one, which makes life easier because it means it's easier to leave himself an angle to get back up for the black.
Yeah. I think the shot what Robert played, you know, when Dave's gone in off the break, and you've called him, he's put that yellow safe up there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For me, that was a negative shot. I think what Robert should have done off the break there was just go all out for the reds, you know, they were there. You put
They were so easy that actually
Yeah.
just be confident and just go for it rather than be thinking about what happens if your opponent comes back to the table.
He's ended
They
up,
shouldn't be, really.
yeah, he's ended up playing a shot. When you put that yellow safe, you know, you're thinking, like as you say, about him not coming back to the table, where if you look at them reds, they were all in the same place. I mean, Dave's had 3 on the top rail and 3 on the bottom rail here, and
To be fair, it looks like he's taking them out as well. I mean, that shot didn't even work by Robert, so you know,
he's
not
left
only was
Dave.
it negative, it wasn't good enough.
No, we're going to see Dave put his arm through this one. I think he's not going to be backing out of this shot. Yes.
There we go. Big round of applause, a lot of cheers and a few yeses coming from the crowd here in the Isle of Man. The home favourite, David Addinall, keeps himself alive in the game. It's 5-all.
Well, I think Robert kept him alive there, to be honest with you.
That's a very fair point.
I'm not dishing Robert either, man, because as I say, it's pretty hard out there, but the mistakes are coming.
How do you think Robert will feel about playing in front of someone else's home crowd?
I don't think that'll be affecting Robert.
No.
I mean, the fans, you know, over here, they seem they're nice people, you know. I don't think there's any.
They're respectful. There's
yes.
no bad blood or anything. But
No, they've give the guy a cheer there, you know, and obviously if you're watching a sport and you're supporting someone, there'll be people cheering at Robert as well in his lug. Maybe they're not making
11th frame.
a shout out of it, but there'll be
break. 5 frames off.
people wanting Robert to win as well. Same break again we're seeing from Robert.
worked so far.
It's a bit of a
Worked again.
yeah. I think he's actually he's took a little bit off that break, I think, for me, and he's just pinged it. He's hit it nice. He's got a ball. He's got a little bit of work here. He has.
It's just the 2 yellows near the back, really, isn't it? I mean, yellows have got to be the colour because the 2 reds on the top rail.
The 2 reds on the top rail plant, which would only leave him 1 bad red, but he's got to be looking for yellows. I think the way the game's going, and
That's nice. He's on the first of his bad yellows straight away. He can drop this into
He
the
is,
left
yes.
centre, and of course, once he pots this, the other one will open up to the bottom left. I think he's just off straight. I think he'd love to be just a
was just looking
fraction
if the
further to the right.
I'm just looking to, does the yellow go to the top right? Because if it
10
does,
seconds.
it's a harder shot, but you're going to get the pocket to stop the plant. And also you can just stun into your yellow to push the yellow out, you know. I can't see if it goes, but
You're only stopping the plant one way, mind.
yeah, you are, but you're still gonna leave the. It would take a good shot to get the plant the other way and get on the red what you're planting it with.
Oh yeah, true.
That's a good pot. He's kept his solid.
He's digging, isn't he? He's digging in here.
He's having a go. I think he's wanting to. The one in the middle was his link ball to get back onto that yellow below the black. But it's looking like he might have to pot it now, I think, or is he?
It's very thin, isn't it? I think he's looking at a double.
Nah, he's playing the double. He nailed it.
Oh,
Great shot,
that's
that.
a brilliant shot from Robert Stevens.
Yeah, I think what Robert's done here is he's stopped being negative now, and he's not. I knew he was having a go at that. He wanted to cement this frame, and I don't think he wanted Dave come under the table here.
He's just thrown in the odd bad shot, hasn't he? He's just thrown in the odd wobbly pot or out of position.
Yeah, it's been a good match, you know. They battle him well. Pool's not all about break dishing in every match, like you see. This is what makes the players strong, you know. Mentally, you need these matches, you know.
He's still not quite out of danger, is he? Here, exactly.
He
wasn't quite in position, was he, in that clearance?
No, he's had a right result there though with the black for Dave. Roberts missed the pot there, and he's put the black safe. Dave's got the two reds safe at the top of the table. You know, Dave's having a little bit of work to do when he's took a couple of finishes, Dave, where they've been really good finishes under massive pressure, and he's just made a couple of mistakes where you'd expect him to get them, and he's just missed. He's missed an odd one. I don't mind that shot so much with a black going safe.
Yeah, I think the safety shot was the option there. I don't think Dave could really attack from there.
I think Robert's going to be just pushing this yellow down onto them reds, is he? Or
don't see that he's got a lot of choice, honestly. Oh,
He's
he's
potted
potted it. Oh, did he want to? I don't think he did. I don't think he'll be particularly happy with that.
well, I think I'd be over the moon with that, to be honest with you.
How's he getting the black out though?
Well,
Because he can't play the
No,
left of the two yellows and hold it for an angle, can he?
he's not going to have a go now. I think what he's going to do is drop this dead weight, right, and he's going to come off two off his last ball, and he's had a go now. I didn't like that shot. He was never going to be on his yellow, you know. For me, he had to
No.
drop that dead weight with left hand side on it and try and kill the white, and then he had to pump the one into the right bag and bottom cushion, balk line rail, and towards the black, you know, and just hope to get some type of cannon on it.
Oh, that was. Oh, where's the?
Dave's still he's not out the woods yet.
He needs to
he's
find
missed
a
a
good
couple
safety, really, doesn't he? Can he go? Can he go from here?
I think the way this game's gone, you know, Dave's a bit curious of letting him back to the table. I would like to get myself a look at that plant on the top rail from behind it, but
10 seconds.
I think it does plant when I'm looking at it here on the other.
I suppose if it doesn't, the worst comes to the worst, you get the pocket. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like that shot from Dave. I think
The shot from Dave's a good shot there because with the black not being in play, even if he fluked this yellow, you know, I think Robert's just going to keep hanging up here. He doesn't want to give the foul away and just give the frame away, you know. He'll be more than happy to. I think he'll be more than happy to let Dave go and just.
I wonder if Dave can definitely get these reds out now, can't he? He could actually take on the plant and just try and leave the cue ball somewhere
10 seconds.
reasonably difficult to pot the yellow.
He hasn't. Is he just going to drop on it? Yeah, I like that shot.
Yeah.
I like that. He's made this messy now, and I think he would have liked to just get the red along a little bit more, but I think he's.
Has he left a touching ball? I think he has. No, perhaps not.
No,
I mean, I think Dave could go from here, honestly.
he's
He could.
he's probably going to play the same shot again, I think.
I mean, I understand that, but I don't
The
know.
the reason he's played that far is what Dave's not doing here is he's trying to make sure, you know, and
The thing is, Dave then could have taken the red over the bottom left pocket, and he's got a beautiful angle just to go into the black.
yeah, he's not going to get 2 shots, is he? I think
No.
so.
Like, what's the point?
So what?
Well, this is a great shot. That's even better.
It's better for Dave. I think he should have went last time. For
Yeah.
me, he had to go. You know, they were there. He was a little negative, and now.
Well, now if Dave leaves Robert a go at that yellow, who knows? He could break it out.
Yeah, I think
He could break out the black.
I think what we're going to see here is Dave trying to find a nice snooker at the top of the table, but he can't play it in such a way where
I don't think there are any really, are there? I mean, that's pretty good. That's about as good as it's going to get.
yeah. What I'm thinking about though is you know, even if Dave gets his 2 here, he's going to be no better off because he's still got to clear the yellow, which means the black's still safe. So he's going to be in the same position he was going 2 shots ago. Only he could have been in a bit of bother there.
If Robert gets this, I think he's got a plan for the black as well, but he hasn't got it. I actually think the black might
1 free
double
shot,
off the
1
red.
visit. Time running.
I think Dave will be trying to come straight at the black here now, no messing about.
Yeah,
I'm
that's for
popping
sure.
this yellow and I'm just
Screwing
trying to
straight in.
screw straight into it. What you don't want to do is catch it and going off in the middle. Just a nice little delicate. You don't need much on it, you know.
Okay, now Dave's going to go safe again, isn't he? There's no value now. He
I
can-
don't see the value in going safe, you know. Anything can happen. He's gonna have to. I'm never going safe here. I'm going game. I mean, you know they're there. If you on the practice table, you know you.
Just thinking the way he's been playing, he could just
Yeah,
slide off that first red. If he puts him in behind there, if Robert does get out the snooker, he's not potting the black.
You're 5-all. You know you don't want your opponent coming back to the table here now. For me, you've got to believe in your cue. You know you've got to believe in what you do, and you've got to put this to bed. Like, and I wouldn't like to be. Yeah, he's probably thinking, he's going to play that. I don't mind it, you know. For me, I would have went, but
I think I'd have played safe on the last shot if I was
Yeah,
going to play safe.
I think he got the wrong angle there. If he could have got up the table, the problem is we all know you know he's probably got this shot here right off the back rail into the black. Yeah, the red's going in towards the top pocket, but I think the white's going close. The black's going close to
I
the
think-
left centre. I don't think it's far away, and if it doesn't, he could get a double on it.
I thought it was close to the right centre. I thought it was a double, but he had to hit it harder than that.
Yeah.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit.
Either way, it's planted the red in, and David Addinall now has the simplest of chances to take a 6-5 lead in a frame. That,
Dave
I've said
was-
this a lot. It didn't look like he was going to win.
Dave was more than brave there, you know. I mean, you play that shot sometimes, and that black goes in, you know, and you're in bits, aren't you? But
Stand back.
I think why Dave's refused it is because he's struggled in this match. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and
Isn't that what it's all about, though, to a certain extent, though? We often talk about when a player goes, gets their B game out. A
Yeah.
player that's got a
Yeah,
good
that-
B game. Well, this is Dave winning with his B game at the moment, isn't it? So
that's what I mean. He hasn't played. What I mean is he's battled well. You know, they've kept their heads on after they've made some mistakes between them. They both have. Robert's battled well as well, and I just think that they've played some good pool and some good safety shots, and they've had some good battles. I just think they've missed some balls what you wouldn't say these two guys miss. You know, we all do it. We've all missed them, and if Dave gets this for him to go 6-5, he's we could see a momentum swing here, because I think when Robert missed that yellow in the middle, was that it?
it's funny, isn't it? We spoke earlier in the match about how Dave was probably a bit disappointed. Could have been 5-6 up. Didn't take his chances early on. I think that's swung now. I think it's Robert who's stopped taking his chances.
That's exactly what's happened, mate. Yeah, for me, the changing point in this match was Dave's gone in off on the break, yeah, at 5-4 down. He's gone direct in off. I called it. He looked a bit frustrated, you know. Robert had a run out. He's put the yellow safe on the first shot. I think if he'd just went red straight away, it was 6-4, and he was cruising his way back towards the finishing line. But instead, he missed that red in the middle, and then Dave pulled a good finish out, to be fair, to level the match, and now he's nicked the next one to go 6-5. And are we going to see the pull gods come out here and get Dave a nice split, or are they going to say no? You've had your chances. Yeah,
is he going to take a bit off this one? Said a bit of frustration in his previous break.
I think Dave's going to go all in here on this break, and I think he's going to be attacking this break really, really strongly. Yes, and that's what we're seeing.
He's done it again. It's a carbon copy, isn't it, of the previous break from David Addinall?
Yes, and as you're saying again, he didn't slow the white ball down. The white ball's absolutely flying, watch. He hasn't managed to kill it, you know. He's trying to slow that ball down when it's going back up the table.
Well, surely this game wouldn't be complete without a final frame decider.
I think it's...
David Addinall currently 6-5 up.
Yeah, I think we need a little...
10 seconds. Extension call.
This is definitely going game for Robert here.
Yeah, he's got to. I mean,
yeah, he's not going to be messing about here. They're not as easy as they look, because he's got to play a good shot. I think he would have liked this yellow to be gone. You know, the one that he's just about to play now. I think
is he going to try and move the red out of the way for the black?
No,
here?
He's going to try and miss this, I think, isn't he?
Well,
I think
he tried to move it, but he somehow got through that gap. It didn't look like there was room for that.
Yeah, I lost myself on that finish a little bit. I see what you mean now. If he'd have played the cannon, he had the shot at one of the two yellows into the middle, didn't he?
Yeah, or if not, the one over the pocket at least. I think missing the cannon, though, he's actually put himself in a spot of bother here. I don't see an easy shot.
10 seconds.
He's taking this one up to the top right. This is missable.
He's got work here now, massive work.
That's a long way wide. David Addinall gets his chance at the table. He's going to have an opportunity to put this match to bed.
Yeah, I don't think this red passes the yellow, though, does it?
I think he could...
The one in the top of the table, right, comes down and clears the pocket, if not. But if it goes now, then we're going to see it's gone.
If it doesn't pass, if it
doesn't pass, what he's got to do...
Would you not just take the pocket at this point? Because Robert's got a yellow on the top rail.
Must pass. Yeah, it passes.
Lies. It's a great chance now for Dave.
Yeah, this is a good chance to win the match. I mean,
this is the sort of chance you feel like if you don't take, your opponent's going to come and break dish next frame, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't get these, you know, especially after a match like this is what you've seen here. These guys have used a lot of energy here, because this has been an emotional match for both of them, I think, and they've both had their ups and downs in it, and I think for Dave, he's got to cement his feet here now, and that's a good shot. It's a good shot that from Dave.
I think he finished with too much angle on that previous shot. I think he'd have liked to have taken the red in the middle of the table first.
Yeah,
and then gone up table. Because of course that doesn't go to either of the bottom pockets.
No. You're right, it doesn't.
It's going to be a good positional shot coming back for that to one of the centres, isn't it?
It's going to be a better one now because he would have liked to play the one in the middle now. Is he too close to it? He definitely wants to play the one in the middle first.
He does. I think he's too close. I think he could possibly jack his cue right up and stab it, but
yeah,
he might be losing the cue ball a bit.
I think what you're going to see is he's going to jack up on this and he's going to... For me, if he puts the one over the bag, he's got so much more work to do. I don't like this.
Here's some refereeing for Scott. Oh, foul. Dave.
One free shot, one visit.
I thought he should have rerouted. Wow. Let's have another look at this. Let's see how close they are.
I don't think he needed to...
He had to not foul, didn't he? And
he was too short reach on it for me. He should have had his cue at the back. His right hand at the back of the stick and played it long and just stabbed it, you know. He had plenty of room for error there.
I think he was just so worried about the double hit.
Yes, that's why he went short reach on it on his stick, you know, but it's so much harder to get the power through the cue when you... I think Robert, you're going to see a little smile from Robert here if he gets on this last yellow, I think, because... this
was not the way it was intended, was it?
No, I don't think he thought he was going to come back to the table, you know. He's absolutely... He's got out of his chair there with a get out of jail free card, hasn't he, from Dave?
Well, they've both given each other a few of those, but it's going to be a decider. I think this match was always going to be a decider from the very first couple of frames.
Well, I just think they've both helped each other get to a decider, to be honest with you. It's been one of the matches this where I wouldn't like to be picking a winner from it here, because you know when you say like whoever gets the first chance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything, but I just think, you know, it's going to have to be if one of them is looking at getting this run out here, whether it's Robert off the break or Dave from a mistake from Robert or whatever, I just think that the chances got to be a little bit they don't come much easier than them Reds there for a player of Dave Addinall standard to win a match. You know, they were there. He's played a loose first shot, like you said, and he's ended up leaving this one in the bottom of the table, which has caused his hell a problem when he's gone up top. You know, he's had that in his head, and then it wouldn't have mattered if he'd have potted the one over the bag, if he'd have removed this one from the top. He goes.
Well, a shake of hands between these two competitors. It has been a very tense match.
Yeah, it's been a good match to commentate on this. I've enjoyed
second
it.
Final frame decider in a row on the stream table this morning, this afternoon.
For me, Robert's gone positive there, and he's put a lot of power through them. And I tell you what,
these yellows should be gone.
He's got a very, very good chance here to win the frame. You know, this is as good a chance as what Dave's just had to win the frame on match. You can't expect they're not as easy as they look. You know, the yellows. They're there. You've still. For me, it's the one on the brown spot into the right pocket. He's going to be his problem ball to get on the black. I think he may try and get on it now.
He hasn't. But he's got other options. He can still go down table first. He's going to have to leave that remaining yellow in the bottom half for last, though, surely. Yeah, that's what I was saying. See the way he's played it there. If he got across a bit further, I think he would have been tempted to take it out now, and then it was gone. But I don't see a problem getting back to the yellow. I just think you need a good shot from the yellow to get on the black.
To get on the black, yeah. And this is going to need a very, very good shot now.
Well, perhaps a reroute. Could he take the one to the centre first
and go down? I think he's got to. No, I think he's got to take the one to the centre and go down for that bad one now, and then and then try. See, playing the one along the bottom rail he's not gonna. He's got to get so good on that one into the middle to link to the bottom one. I don't see that. This is going to be a very, very good shot here from from Robert Stephen, positioning wise. This has got to be. Does he leave it to the top bag there, the yellow, so he can top it in and get up there? Or is he going to pump this out? Right, he's gone to the middle. Now he's
It's a
all
good
right.
shot.
It's a good shot. He would have liked to have just been 2 inches shorter, so that was a lot harder shot than he made that look. You know that he's controlled that very nicely. At that pace, he would have liked to angle the other way just to get a bit closer to the yellow. But
Could he take it as a double?
no,
I don't think
he's going to top
gonna,
this
is
in a little bit and just get a bounce. Yeah,
he? Needs to avoid the reds.
right. And now when he plays this, it's hard work to get anything off it. I think he's just going to pop the ball and hit the back of the red next, maybe. Off the bottom cushion into the back of the red. Ah, he's hit the red on the way.
No. Well, this game has had an unbelievable number of twists and turns.
I think he's got a shot at this, you know. I think he can come in behind it and kick it into the other middle. I mean, it's far from easy, but
What a shot that would be to
I
win a match.
called that yellow at the start of the frame. For me, when he potted the one over the bag, he had to try and get rid of that. He's going off the back rail here. He's all in to pot it in the other middle.
It's a huge shot.
Bottom.
Oh, it's so close. It's not there.
No, but he's had a little result there.
Well, he's going to be in a world of trouble, isn't he? Dave's got to play safe from here.
For me, I think the way this game's gone, you know, I keep saying it, but Dave's bogging himself down playing safety shots, and he
I know, but like he's not getting out of that and potting. If he puts him up in the top right corner, he can give himself a shot to open it up.
He's got to play the snooker now, yeah. And then I think what Dave's got to do here is... Oh,
I have no idea.
he's opened them all up there, but for me, right, what you've got to do here now, Dave Addinall, is you've got to pick your time to go, compose yourself, and then you've got to put some discipline in these shots, you know. And now Dave's he's in a world of pain, and this is what I was saying about playing the safety shot. You know, he had an angle on the first shot to go into it, and obviously
I just think if he left him in the top right, then he
Yeah.
doesn't leave him a one cushion escape. I don't know why.
he shouldn't have. He should have potted the ball along the one of the ones in the top of the table first, and then tucked in behind them two reds really tight, and left him a 3 cushion escape at best.
This is do or die. Dave needs to hit a ball here.
Oh, he's got to hit this, or he's beat. It's wide. Problem is now he's going to be in bother again here.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be in the same situation.
Well, I'm saying that it might be a little harder than it looks to get the snooker here. I think he can get it. Yeah.
I don't think. Ooh, yeah. I
The
think
problem
he
is now though, you know, Dave's trying to stay in the game here, and he played the wrong safety shot, Dave, didn't he?
Yeah.
He needed to get in behind them two reds on the side of the table.
Yeah.
If you're going to play safe, you can't leave a one cushion escape against somebody as good as Robert Stevens. You know, he's going to hit the ball, and now Robert's put himself. It's all about this shot. If he hits it and hides the black, he's favourite,
He hasn't.
and he hasn't.
He hasn't. This is on, I think, for Robert. Oh, he's rattled it. Oh my word.
Yes, but I'm not. Right, there's the 5 seconds have gone now, I think. So so Dave's going to have a chance at these, but
Such a tough chance.
you've got to look at what I'm saying to you is when he played that safety shot, yeah, he had to have a conviction in the safety shot and get him in there, like, and put him in real bother. He decided to move the reds, which I don't think he needed to do.
Nope.
And because when he got the 2 shots, he could have put the white in the bog and played his one off the rail, down, hit the black and the red, and moved them all. All the balls was open, you know. He's got to find a shot here. And
What can Dave do here? Can he cut that red?
he's
into
going to
the
play the
centre?
red on the top rail and try and pot the other one with a white, is he?
Good. Is he trying to safety? It's not a bad one, you know.
It's a good... Nah, I think...
I don't think it's come far enough, has it?
I think he's on it.
I don't know. I think the
If he's not... Nah, I don't think he's on it, but can he bend it?
thing is that I think he's actually covered by the red that's closest to the black.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on about. Can he bend it? Can he bend round it?
It's a lot of bend, isn't it?
Yeah, he
he's
can't.
going
He can't.
2
He's
cushions.
2 cushions, yeah. I think he'll be close to this.
10 seconds.
It's
very
close.
close.
It's very close. Is it there? No! Oh my word!
Shot, one visit.
I'm not gonna give it the commentator's curse here, you know, but these 7 balls what Dave Addinall's got in front of him now, right?
Well, there's the one that Robert Stephen missed originally. I cannot believe. I don't know how he hasn't hit that black. It's so close. Did he hit it?
No,
He hit it. He just didn't.
No, I think Dave's pushed that one out so that it's not stuck behind the black,
Gotcha,
you know.
yeah.
I thought he didn't hit it in this table looks so easy, right? That like it's unbelievable. But I think for Dave Addinall here, he's going to be he's dothering mind potting these the way this match has gone. He's got nothing left in the tank. Yeah,
he just needs to start getting the cue through the ball, doesn't he? Every one of these shots needs conviction now.
What he needs to do, Dave, is not leave his cell a big shot, you know, because he's missed a couple of big shots in this game, and he just needs to keep it simple and just, you know, these are actually awkwarder than the ones he had originally, Dave, to win at 6-5 up.
This is an unbelievable game. This really is. I haven't seen a game this tense for a long, long time.
What Dave will want now is to get on the bottom one of the two. I don't think he'll want to play the plant on the yellows. I don't think the plant's the way. Oh, he's playing the plant, isn't he?
I think playing the plant this way isn't as bad, but he can. Yeah, but he can play the one to the right centre first.
Yeah.
And just drop on it.
If the bottom red went, I would have been playing to get on it, because then
if he plays the one to the right centre, then there's not really any danger here.
Well, there is, because now he's playing it from here, right?
He's played it from there, yeah.
Also,
I thought he was straighter on that.
Also, this plant's, don't get me wrong, I don't see Dave ever going to miss the plant. He's playing it, but he just doesn't want to be putting that other red over on the side rail or in his way of the one. He just needs to play it half firm and put the red back in the middle of the table. Yeah, like that.
That's the one.
Yeah, he's played that well, Dave.
Just the one slightly tricky shot now. Then
he'll be over the moon looking at that. The way them two reds, you know the way that's come out. He's taking his.
Just needs to hit this.
Kindly,
there it is. A small ripple of applause. This crowd knows what's coming. It's going to be David Addinall, the home favourite, the Manxman. He is going to advance to the last 16 of the IPA International Open. And a big cheer from the crowd confirms it. What a match, Gav. That was unbelievable.
It was a brilliant match to watch that. I mean, you don't see many matches with that intensity, do you, these days? You know, that was
Not
they were
this
both
early
under
in
it.
the competition as well. It's really quite unusual to see it this early on.
Yeah, they were both
what a great game.
They were under massive pressure there, they were.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it applied by themselves, if we're honest.
Yeah, I think from the very first frame, Dave put himself under pressure, and he just didn't. He just never settled, you know. He didn't. I think Robert done the same as well. To be honest with you, they just kept handing chances back to each other, didn't they? And
well, Dave will be delighted to get over the line in his home tournament. It's the first win of the weekend, and he's only got Liam Dunster next, so he should be fine.
Yeah, I think he's. The thing now when he's going to the Dunster game is he'll feel like he's freewheeling now, isn't he? You know, that match there, to be honest with you, he shouldn't have never won that match, I don't think.
He certainly shouldn't, but he will be delighted, and now we'll hand over to Kev Barton for some words with your winner, David Addinall.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined in the arena by the winner of that absolutely thrilling edge-of-your-seat match, David Addinall. David, tell us about the match and that last frame in particular.
I just never seem to do it the easy way. You know, it seems to be a common theme for me when I get on the TV table. So, just so relieved to get through with so many twists and turns and missed chances. So I really thought it just wasn't going to be my day. But when I was 5-4 down, I was never ahead in the match at all. So I was just saying to myself, if I'm going to be ahead in the match, make sure if it's the last frame, then so be it. So just trying to put positive thoughts in. So when it was 6-5 up, and I was like, well, is that going to be the case? But thankfully, somehow I managed to miss the chance at 6-5, and then thankfully I got another chance. Very lucky with that black not dropping as well, so very fortunate.
Yeah, there was certainly some oohs and ahs in the crowd, a big crowd that was watching when Robert jawed the black, and and likewise when he went for the treble. Did you think he'd got the treble, because he only missed it by a whisker?
I did, to be honest. I heard someone actually shout "good shot" because they actually thought it was in, so it was that close. I couldn't believe it just went past, to be honest. But then obviously, you know, when it's a chance that was left, it was, although it wasn't the hardest chance, but it was the pressure on, like, you know, so I was just like, don't let this go. but you know, but I'm just so grateful that I got through. And
yeah, and some great support that we were talking about. They helped you get over the line.
Yes, very much so. It's brilliant, the Manx support. The pool community is absolutely brilliant. And it's a Manx theme for us locals here in the Isle of Man. You know, it doesn't matter what sport you're following, the Manx locals are always like cheering for the local people when they go away. So it's really nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic support. Well played, Dave.